All right, welcome to this class. I'm Mark Olson, and I'm excited to be here. I work for MyHeritage as the Business Development Manager. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, we're still good. So I'm excited to be here. This funny little lady up here, I put her because she's exciting and kind of silly, and that's my granddaughter, Cherie. And I just thought this reminds me of family history and why we're here. It's just, that's why we're doing the family history. That's my first part of the family history for long-term value. So I've been at MyHeritage since they acquired World Vital Records about 4 years ago, and I love every day. It's a great opportunity to be able to do genealogy, to be able to learn and to grow in the genealogy arena. I have a degree from Brigham Young University in genealogy with a Spanish emphasis in Spanish records. Had a chance to go to Europe and go through the archives and watch crazy archivists throw records at us and literally drop them off the top of spiral staircases, drop them off down to the bottom floor. So it's good that we're indexing them because we need to preserve them before they get their hands on them. So it's exciting to be part of this genealogy technology movement that's happening. It's crazy how fast things are developing. And working for MyHeritage, I get to experience that firsthand every day as they make new announcements and how our matching technologies and just our technology in general is really taking off and helping us go to the next level with genealogy. As I mentioned before we started into this class, this is going to be a class helping people get their access to the free MyHeritage account that they have as LDS members, and also other points. We're going to go over everything. If you're LDS or not, it's still going to be beneficial to you. So that's my granddaughter. Here's some of the rest of my family. We're a blended family, so we definitely have the yours, mine, and ours. And they're again, family history, and it's exciting to be part of a family culture. So let's go over really quickly some of the highlights and what MyHeritage is known for. First of all, as I mentioned, the matching technology. We have a saying that is sometimes on some of the name badges that people wear at conferences, research while you sleep. Have you guys seen that anywhere? It's true. You research while you sleep. And today Mike Mallon at the keynote address talked about how it's like magic. And our technology really is like magic. With 97% accuracy, which is pretty dang high when you're matching records against your tree, we can show you new discoveries, and it's very exciting to be part of that. We're also known for our partnerships, and I'm a business development manager for MyHeritage, so I'm constantly working on new partnerships, and we'll talk about a couple of those as we move along. We are very global. You probably noticed that our main employees are based in Tel Aviv, and there's a Utah office here. But we're a global company, and that's awesome for genealogy because we speak 40 languages. Our technology is written in all these languages. And for those of you that have already experienced MyHeritage, you know that we have over 75 million, I believe they're calling it 80 million members now, very recently. And they're your distant cousins. Like A.J. Jacobs said, you know, I'm a cousin. Well, we are all cousins, and we help you connect with your cousins. So we're very global. And I talked about the other ones already. Research while you sleep, it's like magic. And we automate search, and that's one of my favorite features. I rarely, when I'm presenting to a class like this, have to go to a manual search engine because it's already given to me, and we're going to go through some of those benefits. We've recently acquired new content partnerships in Scandinavia and other places around the world. We're constantly looking out for your needs and looking for more collections that can help you with your research needs in different parts of the world. And when you don't find a record that matches you, our other technology will connect you to a person who might match you, and you guys can connect in that way. So just really quickly, we're going to say this a few times just to make sure you understand it, but smart matching is a tree-to-tree match, so someone around the world that may be your distant cousin can help you research further in the past. A record match, our record matching technology, is obviously a census record of death, marriage, death, marriage, obituaries, newspapers, whatever it is that match your tree and can help you expand. Most recently, I believe it was last week, we had a press release that Dennis Brimhall mentioned in his keynote this morning, where MyHeritage now has over 900 million family search, family tree profiles on our pages. And you can now, the reason for that, and it's exciting, is that our technology will help you discover areas that need to be improved. Maybe there's duplication that needs to be improved. Well, we have 900 million family search family tree profiles right from the family search family tree in our systems, and our technology is so good that we'll be able to help you sort out whatever duplications there may be. And then you can go farther back and make your sources accurate and your trees more accurate. So I mentioned partnerships, and this is kind of what I do. I do a lot of business development with many different companies. I'm excited to be here at Rootstock, where there's 170 distributors and partners that we can work with. And Roots Magic, a lot of you use Roots Magic? Quite a few. Okay. Have you noticed recently, what did we do? We integrated into the back-end systems, and I won't go technical on you, but we integrated our matching systems into Roots Magic, and also Family Historian and others. Now what that allows is for you to keep doing your genealogy the way you want to do it. You guys get to keep using record match or Roots Magic, and we can alert you to the records that are matching your tree like that. And so that's a very powerful feature, and as I taught classes over the last few years, people were requesting that. So we made it happen, and if you're on Roots Magic, I encourage you to get the data plan. If you have an LDS access, that'll work there as well. So that's good news for you who like Roots Magic a lot. Okay, and then DNA, also very important. We have partnerships with both 23andMe and with Family Tree DNA, and most recently 23andMe. And I won't go into great detail, but we do know that DNA is important. And at MyHeritage.com, we don't have a lot of built-in technology, but 23andMe is helping with that, and we're really expanding what we think we should be doing with DNA. How many of you have gone into DNA at all on your genealogy? Okay, quite a few of you, probably a third, and it's becoming more and more popular that you need to do that. So most recently, and today in the keynote, we showed the video of this instant discoveries feature where they went into New York City and set up these iPads in the streets and let people go in, and it's amazing. You're typing in just your information, your parents and your grandparents, and not everything. You don't have the data right in front of you, so you're just putting in what you know. And through our matching technology that's so magical, we are able to help people find emotional and connection stories, connecting them to the past, right like that. As you sign up to a free account, it's amazing to think of that. We're not 3 weeks in or 3 years in, we're right then, within minutes, showing these discoveries. Also, as was mentioned, the MyHeritage Library Edition is now available in all 4,800 family history centers around the world, and that will allow you to do manual searching. MyHeritage is a private family tree, so once you're into your tree logged in, then you're only going to see your information and those that you connect with and the records you connect with. But if you're at a library and you just need to research for a particular record, you can go onto the website, not logged in, and just search manually for a type of collection that you're looking for. We also are partnered with Billion Graves, a wonderful company who's out there trying to index all of the graves around the world. And obviously their goal is a billion graves, because their name. And I don't think they're there yet, but they have well over 100 million graves as far as I know. And we match to those through our matching technology as well. So another partnership that we're excited to have. Now, we also have our own desktop software, which we'll talk just a little bit about here. MyHeritage.com, of course, is a .com online site. I know that there's quite a few people that still want the software on their computer from a CD or download it from the internet, ironically, and leave it on your desktop and you be in control. And on Family Tree Builder, that's how it works. That's our proprietary genealogy software program. And you can connect to the records through our record matching and smart matching technology with an internet connection, but still have all the information reside on your computer. Or you can do full synchronization with it. So you can start your tree at myheritage.com, download it to Family Tree Builder. You can go back and forth in every which way you want, and start using it from your tablet or smartphone as well. So very interactive, very high tech, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. Yes? Okay, so this lady's question is that she started a family tree on myheritage.com, and then she went to familytreebuilder.com and it doesn't want to sync correctly. Is that right? Okay.
I could not go back. The program kept taking me back to Family Tree Builder.
Okay, and so she's saying that the program has given her some problems that keeps taking her to Family Tree Builder. The synchronization is wonderful. There's possibilities that you are logged in at one place and not the other. I can look at your account afterwards if that's okay, and we'll pull it up and we'll try to get it fixed. Is that all right? Okay. But it is full synchronization, and when you make a change in one place, it happens in the other places on your tablet or whatever it is. So it's very nice to have our own proprietary desktop option available. So now we're going to talk about smart matching. You can see from this map, we have members around the world, as I briefly discussed at the beginning. We have over 75 million, 80 million. And Dick Eastman, who's a friend of ours, and we sponsor his eogn.com website, he talked about how he had a situation where a lady in Europe emailed him or got a hold of him through smart matching, and they were able to connect. And she won because he didn't really gain anything, but she got his whole entire tree, and he's Dick Eastman. So it was pretty exciting for her to be able to get that. And, you know, it was fun for him as well. So smart matching is, again, magical technology presenting discoveries to you. For those of you that don't have records available in your part of the world that we may not have yet, that Family Search doesn't have, that one of the other companies doesn't have, go with the smart matching. Connect with other people. Talk to distant cousins and help yourself expand your lines in that way. And that's just a brief review. We'll look at some more screenshots as we go along and go deeper into this. So record matching is my favorite. It's like magic, as James Tanner has said, and as our company is saying that it's magical. And I won't point fingers, but it's extremely accurate. I don't know if you've been on other places where you get a lot of matches and they are not as accurate as you might want to see. Well, this system is, as Randy Seaver called it a couple of years ago, it's on steroids. It's searching on steroids, automatic searching on steroids, and it's very fun to see the magic that happens. Family Search noticed this technology, and that's why they've partnered with us, and that's why we're here to talk about that today. Family Search did their own analysis and agreed that this really is an awesome technology, and they wanted to license it from us. And so, can I ask, how many of you are entitled to an LDS free account? All right. That pretty much sums up where we need to take this. So that's good. That's the intent of this class. So we're going to go through some of the screenshots. I can't show you all of them because I already have an account and I wasn't able to give you every screenshot of every possible scenario, but I'll walk you through how to do it. It's a great partnership. We love working with them. I hope they love working with us. And again, the most recent thing that's come out of that partnership is that 900 million of their 1.1 billion Family Search trees are on our site, and our technology is working for all of us in that we can match against it. That's brand new, so I know, for example, on my account, I don't yet see record matching happening against that. It's processing. There's a lot of catch-up to do when there's that many records and 80 million members. So it's going to take a little while until they all match up. Yes? Okay, so this lady is asking how long is the term of this contract. I don't have an exact date. I didn't sign the contract, but it's a long-term contract. I don't know if that means 3 or 5 or 10 years, but it's not going away anytime soon. Many people ask, why would I do this? Why would I take advantage of this? Why do I want a free count at MyHeritage or at Ancestry or at Find My Past? If you're at the keynote today, Dennis Brimhall brought up a great example. He received a letter from a lady who told a story of connecting by going to Family Search. It wasn't there. She went to Ancestry. Part of it was there. She went to Find My Past, another part. And then she came to MyHeritage and more. I'm not saying leave Ancestry and come here, and no one's saying that, or leave Find My Past. All of us are partnering together, and Family Search is kind of the middleman, helping all of us be nice together and help you. So anyways, it's a good game that they're doing, is bringing us all together. And you know, when my wife was doing genealogy the other day, and I was doing it a few months ago, I mean, I do it more often than that, but this is the example. We had browsers open, multiple browsers and multiple tabs from all these different companies to help us get where we needed to go. So why take advantage of this offer? Well, it's free. At MyHeritage, it's full access to everything. We're not taking out any collections from you. It's as if you're paying $240 a year, and we're going to give you everything we can, like magic. We're going to automatically deliver those records to you. So, okay, we're going to go into this. First of all, we need to get the access. The first thing that you need to do is, let me ask real quick, how many of you have already gone through this process and have the account? Okay, so I'd say about a half of you guys. How many of you have tried and you've run into some sort of an issue? How many of you have tried to get access but have run into some sort of an issue? Okay, I'll try to cover a few of those issues, but if you can't get beyond them, see me afterwards and we'll get those fixed. So it's pretty simple. All you got to do is go to this partner page. Okay, let me explain this screen real quick. I was ahead of myself. If you're not an LDS member and you're in here, or if you're seeing this video later, if you'll email me, I'll give you 6 free months because I don't want to rule anyone out. It looks like most people do have the LDS access, but for the rest of you, feel free to email me and I'll set you up with a free trial and you guys can try it out as well and see this magic happening. You'll want to first go to this link. For those of you that haven't obtained the access yet, go to familysearch.org/partner access. A couple people taking pictures of this so they can easily pull it up later. So familysearch.org/partner access. And then you can click through and you can either join Ancestry for the free account, Find My Past, or MyHeritage. And I recommend MyHeritage. That's great. So go ahead and click on that. And once you click on that, you'll want to log into Family Search. Is there anyone here that doesn't have a Family Search account? All right, good job. So first, a Family Search account. Log into that. And then when you've logged in, you go through this very easy process. The first button says continue for your free MyHeritage account, meaning you don't have a MyHeritage account at all. And that's a pretty important part. If you already have a MyHeritage account, if you've done a free trial, and your email address at MyHeritage is the same as Family Search, you need to click the second button because that'll complete the process for you a lot faster and it won't cause any problems, any conflicts. So again, the red button, create a free account for the first time ever at MyHeritage. And you should use the same email address that you use at Family Search so that they match, because that's part of the system and how it's talking to each other. So it needs to have a matching email address. Now, if you click the other button, then you'll click through, and even though it pretends to work, it won't actually complete the process. So make sure you go the right one of these. If it doesn't give you full access, then you'll know. I'll show you first. Right here, at the top of the screen, right below the MyHeritage logo, it says that I have Premium Plus access. And you'll want to look for that as the end result. If it says upgrade to Premium, don't do it, don't pay. I've run into quite a few people who have had some sort of conflict and they go and pay. You don't need to. Just contact support at myheritage.com. You can email me, mark@myheritage.com if you want. I'll help you through it. But you don't need to pay for it because you have free access for a reason, and we'll walk you through it. Now let me go back a few screens real quick here. Okay, so you've logged in. You get some alerts saying, okay, terms and conditions, of course, from the Family Search side and from the MyHeritage side. So you'll want to accept these terms from Family Search. And the next screen that I don't have a screenshot here will be another one for MyHeritage. And it'll have a little checkbox. And if you miss that, it'll keep on going. But you need to come back and do it all over again and check the box. Okay? So don't forget to come back and do that. Okay. Another question I've had today, so I'll bring it up now, is if you are a member of a MyHeritage account from Grandpa or Cousin Sue or whoever it is, you don't have a full account, you're just a guest of their pages, you need to go in farther and create your own version, the site that you're running under that account. And we'll look at some more screens that'll kind of show you that in a minute here. Any questions to this point? I can't answer, well, let me repeat the question first. She says, is it important that all 4 accounts, MyHeritage, Ancestry, Find My Past, and Family Search, all go into the same email address? I know that MyHeritage and us, yes, it's very important. I'm not sure on the other 2. I did all 4 accounts, and yes, I used the same email address and didn't have any problems. So I have run into a lot of problems when they're using different emails, and I would just recommend that you keep them the same. Yes? The answer is yes, I'm being told in the back. Okay, so yes, I would use the same email. Now, if you don't have the same email, you can go into the FamilySearch.org account under settings and change your email address to match the one that you might already have at MyHeritage.com. Sorry, my phone's up here ringing. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Okay. So the question is if you get the MyHeritage account from FamilySearch, are they going to sync basically? Are you going to be able to get a copy of it from FamilySearch? To my knowledge, that's not yet happened, but it's part of the plan that we're working on, that it's going to copy over at least some of the generations to MyHeritage.com and back and forth. But from what I've seen on my account, it hasn't synced at all yet. Okay, so her question is there going to be a way to distinguish the FamilySearch tree records versus other records? And yes, in the record matching that we're going to look at here in a minute, you'll see that everything's broken out by category of record and by partnership. Back here is asking if there's a problem with sharing the account with her husband. The email address with her husband. Okay, yes. Yeah, there would be a problem with sharing the email address because at FamilySearch, you're going to need your account and sync it to MyHeritage with your account. And then your husband had his account with his email address and then his with his email address so they can both sync. Does that answer the question? So then, if you want to know, did I successfully do it? Again, you can go to the homepage of MyHeritage.com and you'll be able to see Premium Plus on the top left side. You can also go under here on FamilySearch. If you decide, this isn't for me, I want to revoke access, just go under Settings and you can hit Revoke Access and it'll take it all away. I don't recommend doing that. I don't see any need for it, but if you want to, that's where it is. Again, this is me and my son, Jake. Everything is included with this partnership. And that's good. I know that some of the other companies are not including everything. You can clap, it's okay. So everything is included. You're a Premium Plus with data subscription member of MyHeritage, and we're happy to have you. So that's good stuff. So then you arrive, thank you. So then we arrive here at MyHeritage.com, and on the site, you'll notice first of all, the front page is a little bit different. It's not just a search engine. This is your family site where it keeps track of what's going on in your world of genealogy. You guys are able to go in there and add photos and pictures and videos, which we're not really going to get into today very much, but you're able to use this as a family site. It's not for just the dead, it's for the living as well. The family tree is for the living individuals in addition to the people who have gone on before us. So it's a very nice website, and I love going to it. Now, let's see. Sorry, this screen is very tiny up here on my view, and I can't really see that one. So record matching, you'll see is right over on the left-hand side of the screen, where you can click to view the record matches. And then Smart Matches is right below that. And give me just 1 second. I just need to increase the size over here so I can see it. Okay. Now, when you go into record matching, we're going to wait just 1 second for that. Okay, I want to show you some common things that are constantly asked of me. Little things like email account settings and that kind of stuff, just very quickly, and then we'll dive into more of this record stuff. So under settings, under my name, I can drop down, and under account settings, I can do some of the simple things like change the email address, etc. Another one is under my sites that's under the drop down. You'll be able to go in and see your sites. There's some confusion on this sometimes from some people because you'll go and you'll be invited to, let's say, a distant cousin in Europe site, and you'll go into it, and then you'll forget to go back out to your account. So this is where you switch back to what you're able to work on versus a guest in someone else's account, someone else's tree. So go in there and you'll be able to select the tree that you're interested in working on and seeing record matches for and smart matches. Okay, and then under the same drop down under your name, you can see the purchases, you can see the plan, expiration date, etc. Look at view details and it'll be able to give you more information. Again, these are just some common questions, so I figured I'd answer them all at once. Okay, and then I wanted you to notice again the languages. Very key, very important. This is a global thing that's happening with MyHeritage. We're able to connect people all over the world with smart matching, and it's because of the languages that we speak, 42 languages, and we're able to really go out there and help you connect around the world. Okay, and then privacy is obviously a very important thing, and we have all sorts of settings under privacy, and you'll be able to go in and you can allow people to find you or not. You can share information or not share information. It's completely up to you with what you're going to allow and not allow. There's lots of options in here. And under tree privacy, individual trees, you can determine what you allow us to do with your tree and what you allow others to do with your tree when they find it for each individual tree. You can have multiple GEDCOM files, which is it's the guts of a family history tree. It's the technology file. And so you can have multiple GEDCOM uploads. I have, I think, 7 trees. This is only a few of them that you're seeing here. And that would be for different branches, different sides of the family, different time periods or places. Okay, and so this is again a view of where you manage the trees. You click on the Family Tree tab, and then you go over and you can manage the trees. You can set your default tree, you can delete a tree, you can add a tree, create it from scratch or import from a GEDCOM file. You can set it as the default. You can edit all the settings of the privacy. And again, there's another one where you go and you can change the tree name, etc. We also have photos and different things that you can do with photos, very important for family history. And so we've had this in here for quite a while where we have a lot of media features, and I'm sure more will be coming and help you do even more discovery and sharing of those. And we have events, timelines, charts, books, etc. Okay, this is the manual search. If you click on the Research tab up at the top of the screen, then you can go in and you can manually search for something. I don't really recommend it. We can do it better with our technology than we can put in manually by hand. Now, if you're visiting Uncle Sam and Sam's got his computer open and you want to go search for your wife's connection to something, you can go in there and type on his account and go search for something. But if you have your whole tree in our systems, then we're going to automate the process. And I haven't been to the search tab for my own purposes in years because of this. It's amazing. If you drill down into the search tab, scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see this map. And a lot of people have questions, do you have this content or do you have this content? Well, go down to the map and you can go into the location, or you can go down on the right-hand side of the screen and drill down by content type and drill down into what it is that we have and just discover what it is that we're providing to you in your particular needs. Okay, and then here's another screen of Super Search. Just the basic, we have an advanced. This is what drives the automation technology, the record matching, but it's the manual process. The reason that MyHeritage systems can do it better is because we can look at the entire tree all at once through technology. We're able to look at a whole scoop of information instead of just the limited data that we can enter manually. And by doing that, the results are tremendous. As I said, it's 97% accurate, and that's been proven by different companies, and we're very excited about that. That's why I keep bringing it up. Okay, so here's the record match for, actually this is a manual search that I did for Uriel Hayam, my grandpa. And so this is going to look the same kind of results as it would if you did a record matching, but again, that's how you'll do a search for Uriel Hayam. Many people are looking for more information. There's a great help section. It's broken down by category. There's also forums, and I would recommend that you use those as much as you can as you get more advanced. There's lots of information in there from the most basic to the most advanced. Also, Genealogy Gems, Lisa Louise Cook and Sunny Morton, they provide a brochure for, I think it's $5 at this conference at their booth. I think it's $12.32. And the brochure is so amazing. It's just front and back, 4 pages, and it is really helpful. I looked at it for the last few days, and it's amazing. You should get a copy if you're interested in it and need advanced help. Okay, so record matching, here it is, broken by category. Genie is a partner of ours, so we have their trees in our systems being automatically matched against your trees. We have WikiTree, we have the SSDI, census, obituaries, newspapers. I have 34,000 matches waiting for me, and I keep saying that because I've only able to do hundreds, and there's tons and tons of matches. So when I really get down into my tree, I'll be able to go sort by a person or sort by collection and go through and really make my tree better. Right now I'm just kind of playing around with it and testing it and seeing what's coming up next. So you go into the collection, and then when you get down to it, you'll see, for example, Lottie, Mary, and my tree, and here's this record match. I'm reviewing it. And at the bottom of the screen, if you click confirm, then you'll be able to go in and do some pretty amazing stuff that we'll show. And here's another one for another census. Okay, so now it brings up this confirmation page. We're going to confirm that this is a record match. It brings up the tree and the record in 2 different sides of the screen. Now, if you go into a census, this is what's a really amazing thing in the technology that we have, is that it's bringing up not only Alfred, the head of the household, but look on the side of the screen, his entire household that's listed on that census record is being noticed, and it's populating all of those people. And so if I were able to scroll down, this is a PowerPoint, but if I were to scroll down, it would just keep on going with, I believe it's 10 or 11 people there. Each time that you confirm a record, it's confirming and sourcing it, extracting the information and adding it to your person, to their profile, and sourcing it automatically. So in that family that we were just looking at back here, every person on there is having that happen. It's automated, and it's extracting data to all of them at the same time in 1 or 2 clicks. It's amazing. Okay, and then here is the source record that goes below, and it's linked back to the image, back to the census record or the death certificate, whatever it might be. And here's an example of a death certificate for Claude Lee, and just amazing how helpful and how quickly you can just jump through the hoops. James Tanner this week, after we added the 900 million family tree profiles to the pages on MyHeritage and to the technology, he's at the BYU Family History Center helping people, and I believe he was helping a young women's group, and they come through and they're just starting trees right there from number 1, from them and their parents and their grandparents. And he said, he told me that, and he wrote in his blog post, that immediately they're getting not only the instant discoveries that they showed today in the keynote, but they're then also getting record matches, and it's overwhelming in a positive way. It's like emotionally overwhelming that you're connecting back amazingly fast to historical documents, not just additional people throughout the world. Okay, so here's the family tree. This is only 3 people. This is an account that never really went going, but this is the family tree view. And you can see I was on the wrong tree, so on the left-hand side, you just flip down to see another tree, a bigger tree. And then you can see there's anniversaries, there's birthdays, there are different things that come up. The black ribbon across the top means they're deceased. If there's not one, then it's part of the living family. And you'll notice the green and the brown buttons. The green are for smart matching, and you can just click from the individual person and go to any smart matches that are coming up. Or the brown one, the brown circle, you click on that, and that's record matches that come up for that individual person. Now, to expand the branch, we've made the navigation quite a bit easier. It was very spread out before. Now you can click above the person and just look at the branch. It's very easily navigable. I can't say that, but you can navigate it very easily, and it's very helpful for the tree view. Okay, so then smart matches is very similar to record matches. It pulls up the smart match, it pulls up your tree, and it compares the two. If you get a smart match, you got to remember that I have, 30,000 people in just one of my trees, and then the person that you're smart matched against, you might be smart matching against many of his people. So it's going to first show you the big connection, and then you can drill down into the individuals in those collections and match and add the records between each one of them. Okay, and then we have just further down into smart matching where it's one person versus one person. And when you pull up the page, you can actually swap data. You can say, okay, that date is definitely accurate because of this reason. And so you're able to pull over individual facts of information and update your tree based on those facts. My caution as someone with a degree in genealogy is watch their sources and be sure that you really want to bring over the information. You don't know these people yet. They might be related distantly, but you don't know what they've found and if they've just made up some stuff. So it's great technology, but be careful how you use it and learn and grow and increase your tree, the branches, as you feel comfortable. Okay? And so then you would confirm it. When you confirm the match, or even before you confirm the match, with your data subscription that we've given you with the LDS Access, you're able to contact the site owner and start having that conversation like Dick Eastman did with this young lady in Europe, and have this conversation and help expand what you know. Okay, and then there's a consensus. You can look at a consensus view and see the differences between the two with smart matching. Okay, so now I would like to show you the live website and answer any questions you have and just kind of steer it the direction you want to go for the remaining about 20 minutes. Okay? So MyHeritage.com, did that come up right? Let me just expand the view real quick. Okay, so we're just going to log in, of course, to MyHeritage.com. And I'm not going to stay logged in since this is a conference computer. But not now. Okay, it's not clicking. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is what we've seen in the slideshow. We saw a couple of these, but this is the, can you guys see that okay over there? Is that a good size? Okay, so this is myheritage.com, and the technology that I'm most interested in showing you live and showing you some actual examples is record matching. So you just come over here on the left-hand side like we talked earlier and click on record matching. And again, it'll break it down into the individual collections, as was asked earlier. You can also sort by people. And you can do it to just 1 or 2 trees, or you can do all trees. 1 tree or all trees, not 1 or 2 trees. And you'll see that Genie, for example, Genie is owned by MyHeritage, has 9,419 matches. The reason that something like this is important is because Genie has its really big contributors. I can't remember what they call them, but they're the experts at Genie. And they're collaborating to make the world's best collaborative tree. Well, that's over here. And so that data, kind of like smart matching with our own internal trees, should be very, very good. And so matching to that may confirm it. Of course, I'm also going to see my own trees there, and I'll probably want to ignore those since I gave them the data and move on to someone else that's giving additional information. I want to point out the U.S. Public Records Index. That's for people that don't even know who maybe their grandparents are. They're kind of more current. They're needing current information, and this would be, you know, in the 1900s research and looking for lost parents and adopted, you know, problems and that kind of stuff, where you're looking for the real parents. And that's very helpful. I heard lots of good stories about that, and it's automated, so it's really amazing how that's working. Also, I've heard really good stories about newspapers and their finds. We have a partnership with Newspaper Archive, and the technology kicks in, and you're able to find things that you never knew. I've had so many bloggers, even Dick Eastman and Randy Seaver and others, who have told me stories about how they hit a newspaper that they'd never heard of, never known of before, and they've been doing research for 30 or 40 years. And they're very excited about that. Okay, I love to show the 1900 census and other census years when I'm doing these demonstrations, because it's so amazing how fast this can bring up additional things here. It's not clicking correctly. Okay, it is clicking, it's just not alerting me to the click happening. Okay, so here's the 1900 census, and over here we can see, for example, Joshua and Joshua. We can go in and review it and take a deep look at it, or I trust the system. I've been using it for quite a few years. I can just go in and confirm it, and it's going to alert me that this is going to happen, and I say that's okay, don't show me again. And then I continue, and it's going to bring them both up. And it's also populating the left-hand side with the whole family, which is wonderful that it does that so quickly. So if you scroll down here, you'll see that it's not only the head of household, but there's 6 additional people. There's Sarah and all of her information from the census. We can bring over individual data to correct something or give it more information, a better date. We can pull it over all at once. Or we can scroll down and pull it over all at the end, everything over. And so there's the different family members here. Now this is another feature that we've added, which is that Asa Hawks may or may not be in the tree. Here we have Levi and Lewis and these guys, and it may or may not be the same person. Let's assume it's not, just for the sake of this class. With one click, you're adding a new son. Now that's genealogy happening right then. This is a new person that can be added to the tree that we can go and, you know, add to the tree and expand out and research on his lines. So that's pretty awesome how that happens so quickly. Okay, and then scrolling down, another one, we're going to add her also. We've just added 2 sons to this family. And we'd want to do more research, of course, to make sure it's accurate, but for the sake of the class, we're just accepting it. So there's 2 kids added to this family already. And then we have Percy Smart and Percy Hawks. Percy Smart Hawks, Percy Hawks. Okay, and Legrand. And we can click Extract All. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you the source citation just for this one. And so it's adding all of this information here, all the dates and all the information that's there, with a link back to the census record within the tree profile of this person. And if we extract all, everything's updated, it's sourced, it's amazing, and this lady's clapping, thank you. I didn't develop it, but it really is like magic. And then we click Save to Tree, and we're done. Okay, any questions about the matching technology? Can people undo what you do? No. There's one exception to that, which is if you are allowing them to be the site administrator, to have administrative rights, then they are the owner of the site and they can undo what has been done. So, yes. So she's asking, what's the black stripe across the corner in the family tree? That's a deceased person. It just means deceased because the family tree is for the living and the dead. So it's just deceased. Yeah. Yeah, just keeping the family straight and what's going on. Yes. So her question is, once you've identified you've confirmed a record in MyHeritage.com and you've expanded something, you've increased something at MyHeritage, can it sync back to Family Search? The answer right now is no. I hope that we're talking back and forth at some point. For right now, and someone was asking me earlier, I believe it was you up here, you're asking me, what do you do if you have an ancestral quest tree, for example, you put a copy up on MyHeritage, how do you get the 2 to talk? Well, there really isn't a very good way to get them to talk. So what I recommend for right now is work on one place, save it, export it, go to the other place, import it, use the features there, and go back and forth. If you know another way, there are some ways, but they're not necessarily proven yet, where you can force some synchronization. But I recommend working in one spot and then the other spot. Now with Family Search, that's a little bit different. And with Genie, it's a little bit different because those are collaborative trees, along with WikiTree. And in those places, when you add something here, when you find it out, then go over to Genie and also edit that. And then the collaborators will make sure that they're in agreement with it. Yeah, so she's asking if you're able to see the actual document when you're confirming a record. And we can click and review the match. And when you review the match, the first thing that pops up is a summary and then the record, and this internet connection is not bringing it up, but it brings up the entire census. If I click full screens, a lot of times okay, that one's not working, so let's see. Okay, so let's just go down and show you another one real quick. We'll go back one. Okay, the internet's being a little bit interesting up here, so let's just try this one. So we click Review Match, and then we pull it up, and here's the image, and you can click full screen and see it and scroll through it and actually see it. Now, the question was great, and not only can you see it now, but when I showed you the link within the source, you can click that anytime you want, and it's going to take you right to that census image. You can print it out, and depending on our partnership, you can download copies of these if you're into downloading it, or save it to the cloud, whatever you want to do. Yes? Can you go to the next page? Can you go to the next page in the census? I don't believe so right now. I know that that's a feature that people like, and I know that that's something that we're probably going to add. You need to flip through the pages in a book. Yeah. No, I don't think you can right now. It depends on the collection, and it could be a feature that's added soon or in a while. Yes. So this gentleman up here is telling us that he heard Dennis Brimhall in the keynote say that they were going to synchronize between accounts at some point. I've heard that too. I can't confirm it or deny it. I'm not that person. I hope so, for my own sake and for all of your sakes, that they talk. It would save a lot of hassle and be very effective, very good. Oh, okay. So his question is, are you going to be able to see historical facts at the same time? Now, Dennis Brimhall talked about that this morning, and he was talking about in the Family History Discovery Center how they have this app that's showing historical things that happen at the same time. We do have a timeline that's similar to that, and it does a little bit of that as well. I haven't used it a whole lot on MyHeritage, but it does bring up a timeline of every event that was happening in your life and compares it to what was going on in the world. So his question is, on the home screen, there's a bar down here that says 63% complete. This is more of the family discovery, family featured site, where it's saying if I spent more time developing this, it's just suggesting that I spend more time and develop some photo space and that kind of stuff. It's just the social aspect of the site. So it doesn't mean anything for the genealogy purpose, no, but it does for fun. In the white shirt back there? So his comment is a suggestion that he did a large GEDCOM file and there's tons of record matches against it, and his suggestion is that you may want to break that up into individual branches to keep better tabs on it. And I've heard the same thing, either individual branches or just smaller focus points of where you want to be. You can't break it up within MyHeritage.com. There's some sites that will help you break it up. I know that Family Tree Builder, though, our family history software, will help you break up trees and make different files. Yes, sir. Okay, so his question is, can I explore or talk to you more about the Roots Magic collaboration and how to actually gain the access to it through the LDS account? I haven't gone in and done that yet on my side. I know that when you hit a record, it throws up a wall, a paywall we call it, and says you need full access to be able to access this. And I understand that there's a way that you can log in there. I haven't done it myself, but you just basically log in with your Family Search account and you can go through that way and it'll show you the records and give you access.
Will it save the records?
Will it save the records to your tree? There are several levels of these partnerships, and right now what it's doing is alerting you to those matches. And as far as I understand, that's the first phase of this, and there's more coming where you're going to be able to integrate further into it. So, okay, yes. Okay, so she's saying that she gets smart matches, and when she goes in and confirms it, it'll pop up an alert saying, when you confirm this, you'll be able to use more data from this. That's because the smart matches is a preliminary, a cursory view until you confirm it, and then you're able to go in and grab data back and forth and talk to the owner of the tree. So it's just an additional step. If you confirm it as a smart match confirmation, then you're able to go and talk to it more. You're able to go and get more access to it. They come up as a comparison side by side, like one of the screens up here was showing earlier. So, okay. Her question is, when I mentioned earlier that with smart matches, be aware of what you're bringing into your tree. Be careful. How do you see the sources? You can go in and view a tree based on the person's settings. When you're viewing a smart match, you can go in and view their tree, and you can view the individuals and view the sources under it, like I was showing earlier, how there was a profile and it showed the sources from the 1920 and 1910 or 1900 census, so that it'll list the sources. If they have completely unsourced individuals in their tree, you don't know where it's from, so just do some research. Does it look right? Does it not look right? And I'm just cautioning, I love it, it's great technology, but it's just a reminder, be careful of what you're taking into your tree. If it's going to make it worse, you don't want it. If it's going to make it better, of course you do want it. So
the sources aren't on that screen that you're looking at.
the sources aren't on that screen, but if you go to the tree of that person, then you go to the person, then you can scroll down below them and see the sources that are there. You can also, when I say sources, I'm being pretty general or vague, I guess. You can go in and contact that person and ask them. Just talk to them and say, now, how do you know this? And that's a lot like with Family Search. When I go in and change something or call it a duplicate or merge things, then I put a reason there, and I'm talking about that. Try to get a reason out of them. Why are you telling me that this is a match? Okay, I like it. I'm going to bring it over or not. Yes? Her question is, she has a tree at Roots Magic, and she would like to bring a copy of it to MyHeritage.com. Is there a tutorial? I can give you a tutorial. It's just seconds. It's basically file, export as a GEDCOM file. Now, there may be a few more steps in there, but exporting a tree in any program is pretty easy, and you just go through the file and manage it. And if you have multiple trees, you'll want to export each one of them. Over at MyHeritage.com, to import it, you hover over the Family Tree tab and go into that tab, and you can either import directly or go into the tree settings and create another tree in various ways. Is there a way to send an invite for someone to view your tree? That's a good thing to bring up. We're about to end the class, by the way, the time is up. But for the last question, can you invite other members to see your tree? We're really good at that. We're all about family and family discovery. On the home page, So up here, you can click over here and invite more family. It'll even sync to your Gmail or Yahoo account, and you can invite the whole family and come in and see the tree and collaborate with you and work with you and upload photos. This is really a family history site, current and past history. So anyways, I think that's a good place to end. I appreciate you all being here. I encourage you to take advantage of this offer, not only for MyHeritage, but for all the accounts. We're able to do more with the technology than ever before, and the church is really working out great ways, Family Search is, that we can access them for free, and they can all collaborate through Family Search. And thank you very much. I'll take more questions up here after. Thank you.